Auzubillahi minash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Today we have a special session 101 कॉफ़ी विद CEO हमारे प्रोग्राम है जिसके अंदर हम अपनी जो CEO क्लब पाकिस्तान और मैनेजमेंट हाउस की एक छोटी सी एक कोशिश है, एक एंडेवर है जिसके अंदर हम किसी भी ज़िंदगी के शोबे से हम किसी पर्सनालिटी को हम लेते हैं, चाहे वो बिज़नेस हो, चाहे वो सोशल एंटरप्राइजेस मॉडल हो, चाहे वो फिलैंथ्रोपिस्ट हो। तो उसके अंदर क्या होता है कि हम अपनी उस कॉफ़ी विद CEO के इस प्रोग्राम में हम उन लोगों के साथ डिस्कशन करते हैं, कन्वर्सेशन करते हैं और उनकी ज़िंदगी की जो बेहतरीन जो उन्होंने ज़िंदगी की जो लर्निंग्स होती हैं उनको वो हम शेयर करते हैं। और ये एक सिलसिला चलता रहता है और इसका मकसद सीखना है, इसका मकसद है अपनों से सीखना है। तो ये दिस इज़ द पार्ट ऑफ द प्रोग्राम। तो आज जो हमारी शख्सियत हैं जिनके स्पेशली हम इनका थैंक्स बोल रहे हैं आसफ़ भाई का, फैज़ान भाई का और जो मेहमान शख्सियत हैं जो कि एक हिस्ट्री है इटसेल्फ इन हिमसेल्फ और इनकी जो रख रखाव किताबों का देखिए सो मच इम्प्रेस्ड। तो किसी तारुफ के मुहताज नहीं। ताहिर पंजवानी साहब जो कि चीफ एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑफिसर भी हैं, ये A.R.T.C. ये कंपनी है दी मैकेनिका सर,
The Mechanica private
दी
limited,
मैकेनिका
established in 1964.
तो आप इनके साथ आप इनके गुफ्तगू करते हैं। गुफ्तगू को हम शुरू करेंगे, स्पेशली फोकस होगा इनकी लाइफ पे, इनकी हिस्ट्री पे, इन्होंने कहाँ इनकी पैदाइश हुई, इनके वालिद साहब क्या करते थे, इन्होंने कहाँ से स्कूलिंग किया और फिर कैसे ये बाहर पढ़ने के लिए गए। तो दिस इज़ ऑल अबाउट सर। थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर गिविंग योर टाइम एंड ऑनर। मेरा एयर टाइम अब ख़त्म हो गया। मेरा सिंपल एक आपकी इतनी रिच माशाल्लाह लाइफ है, गुजरी है, तजुर्बों से भरी हुई है। तो ताहिर पंजवानी साहब मुझे आप ये बताइए, नई नस्ल को ये बताइए, आपकी इतनी सक्सेस स्टोरी है, आपने कहाँ पैदा हुए, कौन से हालात थे, क्या वाक़यात थे, कौन सी जगह थी, कौन सी वो जो कोई आप कोई सिल्वर स्पून लेके पैदा नहीं हुए, वो क्या सिचुएशन थी, कैसे तालीम हासिल की, क्या ज़िंदगी ने आपको बचपन में दिया और उसे क्या सीखा सर? ओवर टू यू सर।
Sir, first of all, I must compliment you for undertaking such an enterprise,
Thank you, sir.
which is not purely commercial, but it must be satisfying you, and it is contributing to the
Society, sir.
to the society, students in particular.
Yes.
I was born in a small town in Gujarat near Dwarka. It was only 4 kilometers away from Dwarka. Dwarka is very famous because it was the capital of Sri Krishna Bhagwan. They call him Bhagwan. His capital. I was born there. It was a very primitive area. In those days, there was no electricity, no running water, and the people didn't travel much except in the Gujarat itself. To go to Bombay was a big thing. Those days, when I was about 7 or 8 years old, my mother was cleaning jars for the pickles, and there were 2 jars. And one was better than the other, so I asked my mother, why this one is better than the other one? And she replied that this one, the better one, is from Vilayat. I had never heard the name Vilayat, I didn't know what I mean. But it bothered me for a long time to come. What is Vilayat? Then again, one day she was cleaning latrines, kerosene latrine, this was the source of light in the house. And I asked the same question, one was better than the other, she gave the same reply. The better one, this one is made in Vilayat. So that created curiosity for me, that I must find out what is Vilayat and where it is, if it is a name of the place. But I didn't ask my mother, and my mother was not educated. She would not have been able to reply anyway. And my father was not in the town. My father was in that area, what is called Oka area. The Dwarka, I told you, it was the main city, but the district was called Oka, O-K-H-A. The Oka port, so it is on the coast, beyond the north of Porbandar, where Gandhiji was born. So in Oka Mandar, my father was the second Muslim to do the matriculation. So he, because the profession used to be agriculture, and my father, by that standard, was educated. So he took it employment in the post office as a post. He became the postmaster later. Then in 1946, my father left the post office and started 45-46, started some business in Bombay.
Okay.
And not realizing that in 47, at the time of partition, things would change and Muslims would prefer to migrate to Karachi rather than go and live in Bombay. Because this was not foreseen. The mass migration of the population was not foreseen by many. Anyway, in 1947, at the age of 12, I came to Karachi. Now, Karachi for me, it was not totally new place because my maternal uncle, my mamus, two mamus, had come to Karachi, live in Karachi in 30s, and my father also had come to from Oka or my hometown to Karachi for the marriage, his marriage. So when I came here in 1947, we stayed for some time with our mamus, and I joined in Madras School, which is a very quite famous, very good premises, very good campus, I would say. So the one thing that what I'm saying that there was always a curiosity. Then those days, when I joined us in madrasa, we had the option to take the medium of teaching Gujarati, Urdu or Sindhi. And because we came from Dwarka, Gujarati was my language, so I took a Gujarati, so I never learned Urdu as such. But for the matriculation, we had to take a second language, Arabic or Persian. I took a Persian. I first decided to go for Arabic, but I found it more difficult, so I changed to Persian as a second language. So I just studied a little bit to get through the matriculation exam. So I never learned to read and write in Urdu. So my Gujarati and the language that we speak at home, called Memni, this was my medium of communication. Now the other thing in the school, we had one very good teacher, Dawdani. He's almost about 100-year-old, still living in Sharjah. He's not in good health, but is still alive. I haven't seen him for the last 3 years, but he was teaching Gujarati, and he introduced me to literature. What literature means. And there used to be a Gujarati poet, Kalapi. His poem was, he was addressing a hunter who was trying to kill beautiful bird. He addressed to the hunter, he said, well, all that you are, by killing him, a beautiful bird, all that you will get is a pound of flesh. You're not going to get beautiful bird. To get a beautiful bird, you have to become beautiful, meaning that you listen to his twittering and his
Wow.
color, enjoy the color.
Beautiful.
So that appealed to me. That was the second thing that made an impression, lifetime impression on me. Then from the childhood, I had a craving go to England, and in 50s, the textile industry was growing in Pakistan, and the industry needed technicians, textile technologists, and textile engineers. So my father knew that I had a craving, and my father often used to suggest me that I should become doctor, and that he would send me for the post graduation to UK. But I couldn't wait. I wanted to go to UK England, Vilayat, whatever you call it, as soon as possible. So this was the opportunity. So after my St. Madras schooling and 2 years in DJ Science College, I went to England, Manchester, which was the
What was the year, sir? In which year?
1954.
54, you went to Manchester,
Manchester.
UK.
Well, again, what happened? I did not go by a ship that went direct to UK, to London, but I took a ship, Lloyd Tristram ship, air-conditioned ship that was going to Italy. Now, my father by then he was in a lot of business, and one of the business he was doing was importing potatoes from Naples, Italy. So I decided, friend of mine, and we decided to get off at Naples. The ship was going up to Genoa, Italy, not Geneva, Switzerland, but Genoa. So I went to Naples, and so my father's friend, he received me at the port, and we stayed in hotel. We means there was another friend with me. We stayed there 4 days in Naples, went to beautiful Capri Island and saw Pompeii, and from there by train we went to Rome, Geneva, Paris, and to London. This was in August 1954. We reached there. I had left Karachi on 9th of July, and after almost a month I went there. This was the time when I was in London. Pakistan won the cricket match. First match they had won against England in the Oval Ground. So
Okay.
that was something big. The Fazal Mahmood, Hanif Mahmood,
Hanif
Hanif Muhammad. By the way, Hanif Muhammad he was in the same school from St. Madras as I knew him, Waqar Hassan. So I was so excited to see them and win the match. From there I went to Manchester for 3 years textile technology course. And in Manchester, I became very outgoing. I became a different person. I was to some extent introvert until then, but I became extrovert. I made a lot of friends. I was active in the Pakistan Student Association. I was in fact its treasurer. Then we formed a Pakistan Society, and then I also became a member of Afro-Asian Association, which was based in London. In 1957, which was about the time I was to return, there was a youth festival in Moscow, and those who were active in the Afro-Asian Association Forum, they were invited to Moscow. We got a state invitation. There were 21 invitations. 4 were given to students in Cambridge, 4 in Oxford, 4 some more to London, and two of us got invitation to be the state guest in the youth festival in 1957.
Wow.
So I went there without. We had a card, invitation card, and with that card we didn't need a passport, or we did not visa. So that was the second thing that left an impression on me. We were impressed. I was impressed in Moscow by their education system. The University of Moscow is overwhelming, imposing, really so big. And the education, the level of a lot of people we met who had done doctorate or doing the doctorate in different languages. When we were in Moscow, we were asked what interpreters want. People who speak English, Urdu, Punjabi, Gujarati. So they had all kinds of interpreters. Of course, we opted for English or Urdu, some of us with Urdu. And they spoke pure Urdu. For example, somebody wanted to buy a film for his camera. And the interpreter, the girl was Urdu interpreter. She did not know English. She knew Russian and Urdu. So she didn't understand what film means. Then we realized she said fita. When that my friend showed him the camera, he said, "Oh, you want fita?" So that then we knew that what is the translation of film in Urdu. So that was a good experience. I came here in Pakistan, worked in the textile industry for 3 years. Then I got an employment with a British company. Strangely enough, this company, Associated Agencies Manchester Limited. That company was based in Manchester, but they had a representative.
Joined the multinational textile.
Yeah, I'll tell you. This Associated Agency Manchester Limited, the owner was Colonel Rankler, very outstanding man. The personality wise, the knowledge wise, English command of English language. Colonel Rankler, he was Mr. Rankler. He had worked in India with a British company who were selling textile machinery in India before the Second World War. Now, during the war, he joined the army, Mr. Rankler, on the Burma front. He went to war, he was involved in the war theater of the Burma, and he became Colonel Rankler. After the war, most of the British companies were already represented in Pakistan or they had their own offices. So Colonel Rankler, he took the American agencies, American representation, he took the big American textile machinery manufacturer as his principal and opened the office to sell American machinery. Now those days the American machinery, in certain fields, American had the edge. They were more advanced than European or Japanese. For example, they were only the Barber Coleman Company in Illinois, Rockford, Illinois, was the only company manufacturing automatic winding machine. And there was a company Draper. Now these companies were very big in the scope. There was a company Whiting, one of the second largest machinery manufacturer in the world. They were making spinning machinery. Barber Coleman was making winding and warping machine. The Draper Corporation was making looms, conventional looms and shuttless looms. Then there were other companies. I had a representation of about a dozen American companies. So I joined that company, and after 1 year working in Karachi, they decided to send me to United States for 1 year training.
Okay.
This was 1961-62. Now, so I was with a good background of textile technology, some experience of the industry. When I went to these big companies, and they were surprised that I was so much knowledgeable. I had so much information about the textile technology and other things because of my background. So they means textile machinery manufacturer. They took me to their research and development departments, and I tried to give them some ideas, suggestions, which they appreciated. Then, when I went to American textile mills to install the machine with three Americans, see, we used to be a team of four and install the machines. The automatic winding machine, which was a big machine, 120 feet. So over there also in the mill, generally these mills were not open to anybody else. But I was not only allowed to work in the mill, but they took me in the research and development area. So I became quite well known in the big industry. And those days, America was the largest manufacturer of textile machinery as well as textiles. For example, a Burlington group of textiles who were manufacturing from socks to carpet. Their turnover in 1962 or even late 60s was more than total turnover of Pakistan textile industry, one company.
Wow.
So they were so big. So I was very fortunate
Wow.
to not only work there but come in contact with their research officers and their seniors. And on the weekend, they used to invite me at their homes with their families.
Excellent.
So I had a wonderful time. For 1 year, I saw several states wherever there was textile machinery manufacturing
In USA. No?
in the USA. In the north, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, in the south, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia. I saw about 15 states, but now I've seen about 22 states of the United States.
Wow.
So one thing I would like to tell you
Yes.
that I was in 1962. I was in a town, Drexel, Maine, in the North Canadian border. I had gone there for 2 weeks of training. This was one of the workshop of the White Machine Works, who were spinning machinery manufacturer. And because some people had not seen Asian before, so almost every day I was guest for lunch and dinner. And one of the supervisor in the workshop, his name I still remember, Ali. One day he asked me, Taher, would you have a dinner with me? I said, why not, Ali? I'm going everywhere. You are teaching me. You are like a teacher to me. I'll certainly come. He was living in a studio. His wife was dead. He was in 40s. I was in 20s. While he was cooking something, one dish for us, both of two of us, Ali asked me one question. He said, Tahir, do you know what is the most difficult thing in the life? I said, Ali, what are you referring to? Ali said, to live with yourself is the most difficult. And he had tears in his eyes. I was touched. What he was referring to was that he was unkind to his wife and she passed away. So he was saying that I can't forgive, or neither forget nor forgive myself for having been unkind to my wife, and I find so difficult to live with myself.
Wow.
So that was that impression left. Now coming about it, that reminds me another thing. Colonel Rankila, who was my employer, my boss, he used to come once in a year in Pakistan for a month or so. So when I was very young and just joined the sales, we had our machinery, American machinery was very expensive, some cases 40% more expensive than Japanese. And the other thing was, the people were not doing, the American companies were not doing under invoicing, meaning that if you buy $100,000 machine and you declare it as 110,000, 115,000, keep 15% outside and sell the dollars in black market. So when the colonel came, I'm here as a salesman, his employee sales engineer, and he is the boss of the company. I'm telling Colonel, see, we could sell more machines if we also do under invoicing. He laughed. He said, Tahir, yes, we'll make more money. Good, huh? He said, listen, Tahir, If you buy more money, with money you can buy respect, but you cannot buy self-respect. You can buy respect, but you cannot buy self-respect.
Wow.
Now that was
learning of life.
now these two things I'm telling you, two different things. One is a very highly qualified, personality. One is an ordinary man. The two are living this impression on my mind, lifetime. And the other thing, as I told you about the curiosity when I saw the what is real light. So after this training, I continue to work this as a salesman, selling textile machinery. But I will qualify that my sales was different than that only pure salesman, because American those days did not come to here. So I had to do all the work, technical work, and whenever I went to sell automatic winding machine or shutterless loom, the people would ask me, what is its feasibility? What are the advantages? What extra profit will make? So I used to prepare feasibility reports. I used to prepare layouts of the plant, how much horsepower required, what space you required. So I became a consultant to the mill. I was Gul Ahmad, for example, Gul Ahmad Group. Gul Ahmad Group was one, there were no Al Karam, no Pepsi Cola. They were all one family, 7, 8 brothers. And their chairman, Mr. Sattar Teli, I used to spend 4 hours every Wednesday with him at his mill. I became a consultant. I was a salesman. Now, what happened that because of this my background and because I could prepare feasibility report and explain to him the advantage, I never tried to push the sale. I presented facts and figures. These are the advantages, merits, demerits. If there is any demerits, I'll tell them this is a problem with the machine. This will require a special engineer. Those days, the mills were hesitant to employ a senior engineer, qualified engineer. So anyway, what happened was, because of this background, I was able to introduce shutterless loom in Pakistan. 1973, I sold 56 looms to Dawood and 170 looms to Colony Multan. This is still the biggest sale of textile mill. I had sold this in February 1974. Now my competition was with Swiss company, and it was the Swiss were here. Sulzer was a very big company. Sulzer was represented by Noon brothers. Now what happened, this colony's owner, Mian Nasir Sheikh, late Nasir Sheikh, I was negotiating with him. Very stern man, very knowledgeable. So these are the things. So I introduced non-movement in Pakistan to Munir Mannu Olympia, 73. I was representing Celanese Corporation, the second largest manufacturer of polyester fiber in the world. Number 1 was DuPont, number 2 was Celanese. I was their agent here in Pakistan. And people had so much confidence that they trusted me for price negotiation and the specifications. Because I did not take the side of my principal alone. About 15 years back, there was an American company called Text. They were manufacturing compacting machine to control the shrinkage of knitted fabric. And I was selling the machine in Pakistan. It was a $125,000 a piece. So one day, they said that for feeding system, they will outsource from Scotland, from Spain. So in the back of the machine of the compactor, they will put the Spanish device. I said, I will not sell it without seeing it. Not to refuse principle, The manufacturer that I won't sell it without being convinced is a big thing, because they respected my knowledge. So I went to Turkey to see the system.
Okay.
Faizan was young. I took Faizan, my wife, we were holidays also. And I said, no, this is not good. I will not sell in Pakistan. So that, of course, they didn't like it, but after some time they realized there was a serious problem with the device, Spanish device. So they gave up the agencies. Now, so at the long run, this built my reputation and respect in the industry. So these were so many things I was able to do, and still I participate in conferences and seminars, mostly in Lahore and Faisalabad. You can see that. And example, in America, they used to call me Mr. Textiles.
Mr. Textile.
And in Far East, icon of textile. In Pakistan, father of Pakistan knitwear.
Beautiful. Before going to the present, my asking this question is the long journey of your personal and professional development, your learning. Who was your role model? Who was your inspiration? Who was your attribute? This is the guys, these are the people who really impressed me.
No. See, I don't have one ideal. See, my father gave me enthusiasm and ambition.
Enthusiasm and ambition. Father,
I inherit from him.
Inherited.
Okay. Now, as I said, mentioned my teacher in Sindh Madrasa, Daudani. So I don't have one hero. Of course, Quaid-e-Azam, we all respect, and we are so grateful to him for creating Pakistan. In the politics front, I also respect Nelson Mandela.
Oh yes.
So you see, I don't focus on one thing.
Actually, वक्त के साथ, with the passage of time, mentors change.
You mentor change. See, exactly. So I would say that what changed me a big way was my going to the UK.
Yes.
That was the most important thing. What happened? No, going to UK is one thing. There were, even in the 50s, there were hundreds of students. But what happened? When I went to England, because my background was we were humble, because we came from Kathiawar, there was no education. Men were rich, businessmen, they had business acumen, but they were not developed in that sense of interest in other fields. Now, what happened to when I went to UK, I was very green. I didn't know the word. And I told once, helped him to write an essay. And I said in the essay, I drew the analogy that when I was in Pakistan before going to UK, I was swimming in a well, in a pond, rainwater pond. And all of a sudden I was thrown in the ocean.
Yes.
That was a big change. So in those days I went with the concept, I'm right. Memons they are right. Pakistanis are the best, and everything else. Those who are not Muslim, they are bad. So we are the best in everything. But all of a sudden, it struck me, no, there is other side of the world also. There are a lot of good things in other people also. Whether it's a Hindu or Christian or Jewish, there are so many things to learn from them with good qualities. That's changed my concept. And I may put it this way, I dropped out of the orbit.
True.
But I realized when I came back, although I lived 3 years, in those days there was no communication except writing letters.
True.
There was no telephone or email, etc. When I came back, I realized how much I changed. I was totally misfit here.
Usually does happen. Even today, when people come abroad, expatriate Pakistan, they are not feeling comfortable in this country.
Yeah, so that was a big thing for me. And then, of course, because I was interested in, as I said, I'm a member of the Association, etc. Now, that gave me a chance to meet the people from Africa and intellectuals all over the world.
Diversity. Sir, now a few questions, short question. I will ask. Difficult decisions you, Taher Sahab, during this journey, of your journey, difficult decisions. कोई मुश्किल फैसले किए आपने? Because we are the product of our decisions.
You see, in the life, we generally, when we are talking, we refer to two things: hard work and perseverance, and secondly to luck.
Who?
To the luck, chance. That success for success, to be successful, we require two things: hard work, perseverance, number one. Number two, luck, you call it luck or a chance. But third, equally important, is the decision that you make. I made the decision I'm going to UK. I made the decision I'm going for textile technology. I decided I will marry this one. I decided to do this. So you are making a decision based on the objective condition of the time.
True.
But this objective condition of the time also change. They never constant. It's a dynamic. So when I was, to give you an example what I mean, when I was textile machinery business, I was representing, see, my niche market, I was in the niche market. The share of the market of Pakistan textile industry was only 6%. Mostly it was Japanese. But that was enough for me to live well and comfortable and travel, etc. So when that Americans started closing the textile machinery operation, and I had to make a decision. What shall I do? Whether to remain in textile business in some way, or whether to get out textile and go some other field of plastic manufacturing. IT was still not in fashion yet. So I even thought I was offered a job in Pakistan Times because one time.
Wow.
Because Arif, Takaradun, the son Arif, he was with me in Moscow. Well, then I decided to go to Malaysia and put up a towel factory there. I'm talking of late 70s because American machinery business was closing down. So I went in Kuala Lumpur to the development bank, and they saw my background, my education, my experience. They said they would help me in any way. If I wanted any amount of loan or if I wanted joint venture, they will introduce to somebody. So I came home to work on that project, a towel project in Malaysia. One day I was in the office, I had an office in the Kamar House near the port house, Karachi Porters. I received a call from the American consulate in Karachi. They said, 2 gentlemen from Honolulu, Hawaii have come. So they are in textile. So if anything related to textile, they used to invite me because they knew me personally. And I met them and they put me in knitwear business. So I had the option of going to Kuala Lumpur, put up a towel factory and knitwear here. So I decided to go for stay in Pakistan
Stay.
to be closer
Again, there's a
See? That was a major decision because Malaysia was very tempting. But anyway, this decision turned out to be right because when I entered into this business 1981, Pakistan was exporting low quality t-shirt, $6, $7 a dozen. Now, in America, t-shirt is sold as a commodity product, which means that it is sold, they print logo something and sold on the beaches and the holiday resorts. And there are no claim. I mean, you buy a ticket, if any problem, it's yours. The knitwear, although it's knitted fabric, it's a garment, you make a polo shirt, etc. It's totally different animal. For example, if you have a factory of 20 men, 20 employees, you can manufacture 200 dozen a day t-shirt. But if you are making a polo shirt with 20 people, you make only 40 dozen. Wow. 5 times for it. Which means you require 5 times more space, 5 times more machines, 5 times more employees, and more capital.
People are shifting their factories and textile to Bangladesh, to Sri Lanka, to other countries as well.
Yeah.
But Bangladesh is really good. It's really surprising. The $44 billion exports, especially the knitwear, the textile, the Bangladesh. The Taga is more stronger than Pakistan rupees nowadays.
Yes. The other thing that you please note, see they have controlled the population. Bangladesh. See, in 1971, when the country was divided, the population of East Pakistan, which became Bangladesh, was more than that of West Pakistan, our Pakistan. Now, West Pakistan population is more than. So we have not controlled. This is a major problem. Population, the education. Education is better in Bangladesh.
Skills.
And the number 3.
Short question, sir. What is your secret of happiness? आपके चेहरे पे बड़ा सुकून है, इत्मीनान है, कोई मैंने नहीं देखा.
मैं आपको इसमें भी इसको मेरा I will dwell on it. थोड़ा मैं इसको elaborate करूँगा बाद में. अभी आप कह दूँ, I have my close family and extended family. They love me and respect me, number 1. Number 2, I have good friends. You see, I traveled to 50 countries and one time I had a good friend in 30 countries.
Wow.
Good friends.
No, your paradigm, you shifted from introvert to extrovert. And that's the reason you have more friends.
No, I'll tell you one thing, very interesting. I told somebody last, अच्छा मैं वहाँ शार्लेट नॉर्थ कैरोलिना में था, तो मेरे 6 महीने हो गए थे अमेरिका में, तो 6 महीने के बाद रिन्यू कराना पड़ता था वीज़ा, तो एटलांटा जाना था, न्यूयॉर्क एटलांटा. अब एटलांटा में कलर बार वगैरह था, तो इट वॉज मैंने कहा नहीं, आई वॉज गेटिंग अलोंग वेल, दोस्त बनाना मुश्किल नहीं था. तो मैं वहाँ चला गया एटलांटा. इट हैपन टू बी न्यू ईयर ईव. तो मैंने कहा भैया न्यू ईयर को कोई पार्टी में कहीं घुसते, अब इंग्लैंड में रहे हुए थे, तो वो कहीं देखा बॉलरूम डांसिंग का हॉल था, उसमें मैं चला गया डांस पे. तो मैं अकेला बैठा हूँ, ऑरेंज जूस या जो भी मंगाया वहाँ. तो एक मेरे से काफ़ी बड़ी 2 औरतें बैठी थी, उन्होंने मेरे साथ देखती थी, बातें करती थी. फिर वन ऑफ देम वॉक टू मी, मेरे तरफ आई. उन्होंने कहा कि यू सीम टू बी ए विजिटर. कहाँ से हो, क्या है? तो उसने कहा आप हमारे पास बैठे हैं. तो उनके साथ बैठा, तो मैंने बताया पाकिस्तान. उन्होंने कहा تو کہتے آپ یو ڈونٹ ہیو فرینڈ. میں نے کہا نہیں میں فرینڈ کے یہاں کوئی نہیں, میں اس کام کے لیے آیا تھا. تو نیو ایئر ہے تو میں ڈھونڈ رہا تھا بھائی کیا ایکٹیویٹیز ہے, کیونکہ ہم انگلینڈ میں تو دیکھتے تھے نا نیو ایئر کی. تو انہوں نے ہم کو بٹھایا, مجھے کمفرٹیبل کیا, رات کا سفر بھی انہوں نے کھلایا, گھر لے گئے. ان کے دونوں تھی انمیرڈ تھی یا بیوہ تھی جو بھی تھا, اپنے گھر. ایک یہودی تھی, گھر لے گئے, گھمایا رات کے 2 بجے تک اٹلانٹا میں. تو یہ جو ساری چیزیں ہیں کہ جہاں پہ آپ کا اس زمانے میں یہ وائٹ ہم نہیں جا سکتے تھے امریکہ اس میں, یہ اپنے ان کی ریسٹورنٹ وغیرہ کے اندر. بٹ میرا کلر اتنا ڈارک بھی نہیں تھا تو وہ آئی واز ایکسیپٹیڈ. تو یہ نٹسل میں کیا کہہ رہا ہوں, I got lot of good opportunities and I would say I made the most of it.
Wow, sir. Sir, last questions. Any message of optimism, hope?
Oh yes.
For this young
oh yes.
people, young
نہیں دیکھیے ہمارے پوٹینشیل ہیں, ہماری ٹوٹل مشینری, ویدر اٹ از جوڈیشری, ویدر اٹ از آرمی, ویدر اپنا مولاناز, سارے جو ہیں انٹیگریٹی نہیں ہے, آنیسٹی نہیں ہے. Optimism we have to, because we do not have a choice. We have to be optimist. جب ہم اسٹوڈنٹ تھے یا ینگ تھے, میں اس وقت چھوٹی چھوٹی باتوں میں ہم اعتراض کرنے کے لیے نکل آتے تھے, ایوب خان کے سامنے وغیرہ. اب لوگ جو ہے نا, جو the people who matter, پڑھے لکھے جو آپ اور ہیں ہم ہیں, وہ کہتے ہیں کہ ٹھیک ہے پرابلم ہو گئی تو چلے جائیں گے. ڈیوائڈیڈ لوئلٹی ہے.
بڑی پیاری بات.
جی,
divided loyalty and divided identity as well. It is a really learning, but again the shortage of time, the paucity of time restrict us to just this session. We will inshallah part 2 session, we will have deeper conversation about the future of this country, the challenges and the future of textile, especially he's the guru, is the father of textile in Pakistan. Thank you very much sir, once again.
Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Raja aapka.